Chaos erupted on the court when Dort deliberately tripped Nikola Jokić. What happened next left the entire arena and basketball world in shock.
Oh yeah, Dort goes over out of his way, and this is what gets the reaction from Jokic.
So it was just an unnecessary move and unnecessary reaction by me.
This was the play that broke the internet. A three-time MVP, just weeks after a knee injury that kept him out for a month, was deliberately tripped and sent crashing to the floor. What Jokic did next had the whole arena holding its breath, and what he said after the game might have started one of the nastiest rivalries in basketball. But before we get to that moment, you need to know the context. The game on February 27th, 2026, between the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder wasn't just a regular season game. Not even close. Tensions had been building for months. Playoff grudges, divisional rivalry, and physical play that had refs blowing whistles before the game even started. If you only watched the first 3 quarters, you would have missed all the signs that this game was about to explode. Let's go back. The Oklahoma City Thunder came into this game as the defending NBA champions. They had just beaten Denver 4-3 in last season's Western Conference semifinals. That series was a war. Nikola Jokić scored 42 points and grabbed 22 rebounds in Game 1. But Aaron Gordon hit a game-winning 3 to steal home court, and it looked like Denver might take control. But the Thunder hit back hard, crushing Denver 149-106 in Game 2. From there, OKC took control of the series, winning 3 of the next 4 games. They finished it off in Game 7 with a 159-93 blowout in Oklahoma City. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dropped 35 points in what was a total demolition of the Nuggets on their home floor. That loss haunted Denver all summer. By February, the Nuggets were desperate for revenge, eager to prove their championship-level skill from 2023 hadn't vanished. But Denver had problems. Since Jokic returned from a month-long knee injury, they had gone 4-7, and their performance in clutch moments was terrible, just 1 win in 6 close games. They couldn't finish, couldn't close, and couldn't find the killer instinct that had won them a championship 2 years ago. Meanwhile, the Thunder were getting their star back. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander returned after missing 9 games with an abdominal strain, and the crowd at the Paycom Center was electric from the moment the doors opened. Nuggets interim coach David Adelman made his team's intentions very clear before tip-off.
We're not going to play the way we did in Denver. Like I said, we're going to be physical with these guys.
And that's exactly how Denver started. From the very first tip, the Nuggets came out aggressive, sometimes literally. In the first 2 minutes, Jokic shoved Thunder center Isaiah Hartenstein during a dead ball and even made forearm contact with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander after the whistle. What happened next set the tone for the whole game. Frustrated, Gilgeous-Alexander grabbed the ball and threw it at Jokic. He immediately got a technical foul. Thunder fans were furious because Jokic got nothing. The refs later explained that Jokic's contact wasn't considered unsportsmanlike, but SGA's throw was less than 3 minutes in. The fuse was already lit. And the physical play didn't stop there. Jokic picked up his second foul early in the first quarter and kept tangling with Jalen Williams in the post, with constant pushes, grabs, and jersey pulls that it wasn't subtle at all. The refs had to physically pull Jokic and Williams apart several times before the ball was even inbounded. That tells you just how intense this game was from the start. On the court, Jokic got tangled up with both Luguentz Dort and Aaron Wiggins while the ball was on the other end. Players were grabbing, holding, and bumping each other constantly, and the officials were struggling to control it. The Nuggets even got a technical foul in the third quarter because of all the trash talk and shoving between the teams. Thunder coach Mark Daniel admitted that these teams knew each other so well that it was making the tension on the floor even worse.
These are 2 teams that played each other in a 7-game series. We're in the same division.
When teams know each other this well, basketball turns into a war. Every screen becomes a weapon, every box out is a fight, and even dead balls are chances to send a message. These players know each other's habits, weaknesses, and buttons. And on this night, everyone was pushing every single one. Despite all the tension, Denver controlled the scoreboard for much of the game. They led 59-50 at halftime, hitting 11 of 23 pointers. Jamal Murray was playing great even while sick, and Jokic was on his way to his league-leading 22nd triple-double of the season, his 186th career triple-double. But the Thunder fought back. SGA scored 14 in the third quarter, cutting the deficit to 6. Then Luguentz Dort got hot, hitting a go-ahead 3 to put OKC up 86-85 and following with a mid-range jumper that kept the pressure on. Dort played with confidence and aggression, putting Denver on its heels, and the crowd was electric. Jokic checked back in with 9:30 left in the fourth. The game was razor close. OKC led 98-96 after a Jared McCain basket, and that's when everything blew up. With 8:03 left, Dort, jogging alongside Jokic, extended his leg and hip checked the three-time MVP near his knee, sending him crashing to the floor. Jokic had just returned from a month-long absence due to that same hyperextended knee, and now he was sprawled out after a deliberate, unnecessary trip. The broadcast team immediately started breaking down the replay. Everyone knew this was more than just a play.
We're going to look at it again. It looks to me like Dort, at the, as he sees Jokic come up the floor.
And that pause mattered because the replay made it absolutely clear. What Dort did was brutal and intentional.
That little motion and the right leg stick out is what started this, and then the pushing ensues.
What happened next shocked the basketball world. Jokic, usually calm and stoic on the court, jumped up from the floor and got right in Dort's face. Chest to chest, eye to eye. The look in Jokic's eyes was one we almost never see from him.
It's right in the face of Dort. Jalen Williams comes in.
That's when Jalen Williams rushed in to defend Dort, shoving Jokic and grabbing his jersey. Jokic responded by swinging his arm near Williams' head, which officials later said was just a defensive motion, not a punch. The two of them then got tangled in a full-on scrum that coaches, teammates, and referees had to break up. Bodies were twisted, jerseys were stretched, and for a moment, it looked like the situation might completely spiral out of control.
Didn't look like he threw a punch, but that's what the officials are going to look at.
Then the commentators zoomed in on a moment that said it all. No words needed.
Look at his eyes. The intensity pouring off him like he is more than prepared to do battle.
That image of Jokic's face, what fans would later call the crazy eyes, became the defining visual of the whole incident. This wasn't just frustration or competitive fire. This was pure fury. Raw, unfiltered emotion that comes from deep down when you feel someone just tried to ruin your career. After all the pain, rehab, and uncertainty from a serious knee injury, a play like that doesn't just make you mad. It feels like your entire livelihood is under attack. Officials huddled for 2 to 3 minutes, reviewing the replay to decide the severity of the fouls and whether anyone should be ejected. The arena held its breath. Players lingered, some still jawing at each other, while coaches tried to calm things down. And then, the ruling came.
It has been determined that the foul by Lu Dort is unnecessary and excessive. We are upgrading that to a flagrant foul penalty 2.
That's right. Flagrant 2, automatic ejection. Lu Dort was done for the night.
Lu Dort is ejected from the game. Following that, we have a technical foul on Jokic and Williams.
For context, the crew chief explained in the official NBA pool report that Dort's contact was unnecessary, excessive, and had a high risk of injury. It also sparked an altercation that didn't calm down. Jokic and Jalen Williams each got offsetting technical fouls, but neither was ejected since officials confirmed no punches were thrown. And here's where it gets controversial. The commentators weren't entirely convinced the ejection was the right call.
I'm very surprised they did a flagrant 2. I understand the flagrant 1. It's unnecessary physical contact.
And that divided everyone. The debate over flagrant 1 versus flagrant 2 became the main talking point across every basketball media outlet in the country.
Do you agree with it being a flagrant 2?
I thought it was a flagrant 1, to be perfectly frank with you.
Even the inside the NBA crew was split. Shaquille O'Neal downplayed it, saying it was just the kind of physical contact that happens in intense games.